Hello YouTube, I've received here something a little bit bigger than expected. It's a large box, it's 2.668 kilo, it's like a shoe box. It's an Adidas shoe box with a note, thank you for buying it. Well, thank you for sending the parcel, Jeff, and I'm looking forward to see what's inside in this Adidas shoebox. Seems to be a lot of material inside. We start with TRIX TTR handout. These books are just amazing. They tell you exactly what to do, how to do it. That's quite interesting. It has rusted through, and you can tell it was first published before the Second World War, and this is now the 7th edition, just after the war. The first edition just after the war. It's a nice book, and it tells you really how to make your train. There's also a section on where it tells you how to make your own schedule, and it is quite entertaining. Then what else we have in this box? So this is just a description of what it is, how things looked at the time. Obviously very different, very limited range. Beautiful station, I like this station. Maybe one day I'll get it. And then underneath all of this paperwork, we also, and some additional random cardboard, we have the pièce de résistance, the interesting things really. This little box, Swedish matchboxes. Okay, obviously not matchboxes. This looks like sidings from a locomotive which have come off. It's lovely to see this matchbox. Box is actually made from wood. So this matchbox box is made from wood. I don't know when they stopped making matchbox boxes from wood. Quite interesting. Certainly before my time. And here we've got one of the controllers, the isolated wires. You can see it's a thread which isolates the wire. And we have two. We've got one which goes in and one goes to the tracks. Then we have some wagons, some coaches here, 2 coaches. Look at how these coaches look like. Be careful with the sellotape so it doesn't take the color off. These coaches look okay, absolutely. Apart maybe from the fact that the wheels here are missing and it's a bit rusty. But even here the windows have slid away a little bit. I just put it back into here so it doesn't get scratched. The second coach has more wheels. So the second coach seems to have all wheels. The windows here are also cracked. Some of the wheels have come off a little bit. But for something which is probably 5-6 decades old, so we can't really complain. We have a lot of this fantastic TTR track. I think that's quite easy to. They're quite easy to assemble, these tracks. You really just put these together like or it would be easier to do it on the floor, and then chuck, they just snap together. And I mean, this is just beautiful material, beautiful tracks, made in Europe. Something you can't get anymore these days. And obviously, it's a 3-rail track, so we can actually have 2 trains going opposite the directions. I won't take all the trains out now, all the tracks out. I will take the locomotive out here, and you can tell the pickup here is is one here and one here. And what's also interesting is that you can see the metal wheels appear brittle, and also the metal here appears a bit brittle. So I just wonder whether these are from later or whether it's just post-war material. The brushes for this engine were in here, so perfect. And so this would then go here. Let's see. The motor doesn't look too bad at the glance, and the motor is foreign. I love that. It's covered here, as you would see the switching mechanism. I will not open it now. What else we have got here? Got an authentic on-bend buffer, and this here is actually a bit of wood which comes with this buffer. And here we've got yet another coach. I've got 3 coaches. It's quite a nice little train, so we just have to find some wheels. So here the glass or the windows are fairly damaged. What else do we have in here? A lot of tracks, obviously. A lot of tracks. Tracks and tracks. Oh. And more tracks. And here we've got a pair of points. Comes as a lot number, so clearly this was bought at an auction and then passed on eBay. That's what many people do. It's a bit rusty, but overall it's nice. Nice, it's very, very rusty, and not very much it's working, but it's just because it's amazing. I mean, how they were able to produce things like this when you think of what you get these days. Here is another piece. So this is the feeder track. As well, here you see this old material, isolated wires. This one is not even isolated. Here the last one, just a bare wire. And here we've got another feeder track. So I'd love to test this engine now, but I'm afraid there's no transformer. There's just the controller unit, and I would definitely show you how it works. Maybe I'll have to make a little video to see how you can change direction of the train by pressing this, and then obviously this will be the speed control. I'm intrigued. Let's put it all back together. and maybe a later time point I'll find out whether it's working or not. What I can do already is I can put some direct current, though I really shouldn't be doing this, and see whether anything's happening. I hope I don't. Yeah, nothing is happening. So I'm not too surprised. We may have to get new wheels here. So it looks to me as if this was a bit too close to this set of wheels. Not quite sure how this should work. Well, that's what it is. I've got working locomotives. I just thought I'd see whether this one is working at all or not. Anyhow, well, thanks very much for watching, and any advice is more than welcome.